YouTube, I think I made a really big mistake. It's been a little over 2 months since I've made a new video. That wasn't on purpose. I decided to take a week off and relax and chill, but that turned into 2 months because I started getting calls for DJing back in New York City. And I was going every weekend to the city, staying and DJing, and I just decided just to book an Airbnb and move back to New York.
Welcome to New York.
Oh, thank you. And the purpose of this video is to show you my decision to update my MacBook. Now, if you don't know this, if you make music or you're a DJ and you use music programs, rule number one, do not update your OS. Do not update anything ever. If your stuff works, don't update anything ever. That is a big disclaimer, FYI. But guess what I did? Yes, I updated my OS, but let me explain why. See, my Mac is a 2015 Mac. I bought it when I first started DJing. And I used it for DJing and music production, but now I just run Serato on it. And I've had some issues with Serato freezing and crashing on me when I'm DJing, so I decided to update my computer because I couldn't use the club kit with the Pioneer 900. And I wanted to update to the next OS, but I couldn't find it, so the only one was Monterey, so it's the latest OS. Luckily, it says my computer is still compatible with it, and I updated and everything seems to be working just fine. I had to migrate my iTunes music library into the new music app. Then I needed Serato to find all the files, and that took like literally a whole day. Then it was time for my Friday gig, my first test. That Friday gig is at Whiskey Town, and they have an old 900 mixer, 2 old CDJs, and I use the club kit usually, and I used it, and everything went well. I had the Wi-Fi enabled, I had the Tidal enabled inside Serato, and I could find songs in Tidal, and didn't have any problems. And that was after a 5-hour set, which was actually an amazing set also. The next test was at another bar, where I had to use my own controller, I think the Reloop Ready. Stayed for 4 hours, no hassle. And then on Sundays, I'm at a rooftop in Manhattan. This was the first time I had a problem since the update. I was using my controller, but Serato kept bugging out and like going real slow and lagging. And it was very problematic. But this also has happened 2 weeks in a row, and it happened before I updated. So that means this was already an issue with my computer. And I think it really means that because I'm on the rooftop, I'm outside in the sun, that my computer can't handle the heat. And it just goes, it basically like Serato just dies on me. Now the following week, back at my Friday gig again, I do the club kit once again, but this time, it starts to have like audio dropouts and a lot of static. And I basically had to switch over to the house music by the bar. There's an SL box, and I hooked up to the SL box, and then everything worked just fine. And basically, I couldn't use the club kit there. So that's how I know there is an issue with using the club kit with my computer, because I cleaned up my Mac, I turned the Wi-Fi off, I did everything I could do, and it still had problems. And so my next step was to download every 900 audio driver and update all of them that I could find, and I did that. And they needed to be updated because the most recent update was June of this year, so I made sure I updated everything. And so I tried using the club kit one more time, and it was still static, and I just felt like it's a wrap. I've been emailing Serato, and they said do the audio drivers. I did that already. I have the latest Serato. I also updated the firmware on the 900 Nexus 2. Try to use the club kit, and it still will not work. I had a gig that following Saturday, and I used that SR2 Pioneer controller. Everything worked just fine. So my controller, another controller, the SO box. If I use any of those, it works. Serato works just fine. If I try to use the club kit, at least with the 2015 Mac, it is not working. I've tried so many times. I've updated everything I could update. It's a wrap. So if you want to update your old computer, 2015 at least, to Monterey, you'll be just fine. Everything works. Serato works. Now, some of the programs might be outdated depending on what you have, what you're using, but I only use it for Serato, so I'm not really sure. I haven't tried to make beats on it yet. But club kit is definitely a no-go. You need a controller or you need an SL box. So I guess I'll be DJing with that, or using the CDJs with the record box on the jump drive. I'll be doing that now. So that is my information. If you have any tips, suggestions, if you have a computer like mine, like 2015, and your club kit is working with Serato Pioneer 900s, please let me know in the comments what to do or any tips or suggestions on how to make this work, because I've tried everything and it's not happening. So I just wanted to let people know what's going on. Let them know they can update their computer if they would like as well. And I'll catch you on the next video, all right? Peace.